Guitar players, can we please stop pretending that we need to have 3 or 4 overdrive pedals on our pedal boards? To be clear, I'm not against the idea of having a big pedal board or having multiple overdrive options. If that's what you need, then absolutely, knock yourself out. But there just seems to be this prevailing theory that if you want to sound good or be versatile in any way, you're going to need to have all of these overdrive options to stack together, and that's just the way to do it. A couple people do that, and then they Instagram it, and then this happens. So you're talking to one of your guitar bros, and it looks like he just reorganized his pedal board and maybe got some new stuff. And you go, hey man, nice pedal board, what you got on there? And he goes, hey, check this out, look at this green pedal. And you look at it, and you've seen it before, and you're like, cool, man. And he says, yeah, all the Nashville guys are using them. And you say, okay, so how do you have it set? And he says, well, got the level up a little bit, and I run the gain way down. It's just a nice transparent overdrive. Really just sounds like the amp working a little bit harder. And you go, oh, okay, cool. Well, what else you got? And he says, hey, check this out. Robin Ford uses one of these. And you go, oh, yeah, I've seen one of those. That's cool. So how do you have this one set? And he goes, okay, check this out. I got the level up a little bit, got the gain way down. Again, it's just a nice transparent overdrive. And you go, okay, what else you got? This one, it's gold and it's got a horse on it, and it's it's looking super expensive. But that one sounds good. And he says, oh yeah, man. I mean, John Mayer uses one of these. I mean, Jeff Beck used to use one of these. How many more do you want? And you're going to say, hey, how do you have that set? Wait, let me guess. Level up, gain down. And he's going to say, yeah, you know it. And then maybe you say, okay, cool, man. But maybe you go, why? And he's like, tone, that's why. So what I'm suggesting is that we throw away this entire approach of stacking subtle overdrives, and we replace it with one big overdrive with the gain cranked all the way up, or as high as we need it anyway, and then we control everything with our volume control. So let me illustrate this alternate, simpler, arguably better tonal path using my own stuff. So I'm going to take my Telecaster and run this into a Boss Blues driver and just turn the gain all the way up. And then I'm going to run that into a PV Studio Pro 40 set clean, and that's going into the same SM57 as I'm using to record my vocals right now. And by tone snob standards, there's no way this should sound good. Oh, okay, I should mention there's a DD8 on here as well, because somebody's going to ask where the delay came from. And yeah, we'll see how it sounds. I'm going to use my volume control and my pickup selector and my tone control to get the sounds I want, and from there just play it and see where it goes. I don't know what you think, but I thought that that sounded pretty good and was perfectly usable. And in fact, I've done gigs that way. Um, I will acknowledge that you might want a few more tonal options than just what that had to offer. Um, and you might think a second overdrive would be a good way to go so that you could pick between the two or stack. And that is a good option. But I'm going to make the case that with all the space you just freed up by going from 3 overdrives to 1, the best use of that space isn't an overdrive pedal, it's an EQ pedal. So if you put an EQ pedal after your overdrive pedal, you can obviously sculpt the EQ coming out. And that'll operate as a nice clean boost or a tone shaper after the fact to get rid of things you don't want and amplify things that you do. You can use that a bunch of different ways. This works especially well in front of a slightly distorted amp. If you're running a dead clean amp, or if you're used to running a second overdrive that gives you more distortion rather than more volume, you can then move the EQ in front of your overdrive pedal. And then you have a sculptable boost going into the overdrive. And this is a different way to tune the sound that you're looking for. And EQ pedals are really easy to come by, and they're super versatile. So I highly recommend going that route. And you might find that combination of two pedals to be more flexible than just a stack of overdrives. So I hope this helped somebody, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this kind of approach, if this is something that you're using or that you're interested in, or if you have a completely different approach to getting overdrive sounds. I'll see you in the next video.